In today's video, we're going to be discussing how to install a RaceChip on a B8 Audi S4 with the V6 3.0. Before installing the RaceChip, please wait until your engine is cool enough to work on. Put your parking brake or emergency brake on. If your vehicle is equipped with an alarm system, please disable it. Pop the hood, roll up the windows, close the doors, and press the lock button on your key fob and move that key fob 30 feet away. You're going to wait about 10 minutes after for all the electricity to clear from underneath the hood. For the installation, we're going to be connecting to either side of the boost pressure sensors. The A is going to go to the driver's side boost pressure sensor, and the B is going to go to the passenger side boost pressure sensor. To remove the male end of the OEM sensor, you're going to pull up on the small gray locking tab until it clicks, and then press down and gently pull away. So after we remove the male OEM sensor, we're going to take the female end of the RaceChip wiring harness. Now we're going to take the smooth of the two sides and use that as the same side as the gray locking tab. So you see the gray locking tab here, push on until it clicks, and then lock the gray locking tab until it snaps. Give it a little tug, make sure it's on there. We'll take the RaceChip male end. Gray locking tab is going away from the motor here. So we're going to go ahead and put that on, push on until it snaps. Push down until it locks, and you're good to go. Now the B connection is going to go on the exact same way as the A. We're going to pull the locking tab up first until it snaps, push in and pull up. Then take the female end of the RaceChip wiring harness, smooth side to the locking tab, press on until it clicks and until it snaps. Make sure it's on there. And then take the male end, again, gray locking tab away from the motor, facing outside towards the car, until it snaps. And make sure it's in place. With the A and B connections securely made, next step is to actually mount the RaceChip in place. To do so, you're going to put in the 4 supplied locking tabs into either corner. The really nice thing about these locking tabs, if you ever need to remove the RaceChip, simply press down on the corners and you can remove the locking tab and leave the zip tie in place. Next up on the installation is to remove the deactivation plug. To do so, you're going to simply pull away on the purple FCI plug, remove the deactivation plug, hang onto this, don't throw it away, throw it in your glove box or your center console. This is perfect if you ever need to revert the car back to stock. We're going to take the RaceChip, it's going to go directly into the plug. It will only go in one direction, and then press the FCI plug until it locks in place. It's very important that the first time you install the RaceChip that no LED lights show up. We want to make sure that there's no power going to anything underneath the hood before we begin the installation. Next up is to route the excess wiring harness and loom away from any hot or moving parts. Use the supplied zip ties. Make sure if you're zip tying to any fluid lines or electrical lines, you don't zip tie too tight to pinch them. Do it nice and loose so there's some play in the line and some slack. And make sure you route it out of the way, like I said, of any of the moving parts like the supercharger pulley. Now using the 2 of the larger supplied zip ties, we're going to mount the RaceChip. Same as with the wiring harness, we want to keep the RaceChip away from any hot or moving parts, as well as anywhere that any moisture can easily get to. So for the S4, there's a nice big cubby here behind the headlight that is away from any of the moisture. It'll be nice and safe for the RaceChip. I'm going to go ahead and mount it to one of these electrical lines right here on the edge. Again, same as before, make sure to not do the lines too tight to pinch off any of the electrical wires. Now cut off any excess ends of these zip ties. After the RaceChip has been installed, now we're going to check to make sure that the RaceChip is getting power and there are no check engine lights. To do so, we're going to go ahead and start the car. With the GTS, you should get an LED light after the car starts. With the RS and the S, you should get a green LED light. Start in the default setting of the RaceChip for the first time you test drive the car. If everything works great, you can then move the RaceChip to the next level up. Be aware that the car needs some time to adapt before releasing the full performance upgrade. Now, get out, drive, and enjoy your RaceChip.